So here you are. You have a team that you've developed in Mary Kay sales of 150 women that fill me from all over, from Iowa, from your area. Where were these women from?
Yeah, mainly the Midwest, but, like, there was some that kinda trickled in from cousins, aunts, whatever connections that way that were outside of that, but mainly Midwest, yeah.
And you started that when? When did you kind of start building this team up?
2011 is when I started my Mary
And
Kay business.
how fast did this grow? Like, is this something that like took a long time to get to 150, or was it pretty quick?
So, the thing about me is when I set my mind to something, I do it, and there was kind of a little bit of a challenge there of, the gal that we joined with what had a goal, and I'm so about if someone else has a goal, I'll actually do more for somebody else's goal than I will my own, which is something I discovered about myself, and so she had a goal, and I wanted to help her, and so within 3 months, I was in the qualifications to become the leader in the company, and within 6 months, I actually had my own team, and then within about probably 2 years, I really grew to where I was having a solid team of 100 plus, and then got to that 150 shortly after that, so, yeah.
And a pink Cadillac. So,
Pink
good. You know
Cadillac.
what? I want to a little bit about this team building and how that's been a focus, obviously, in your original sales, but especially as you've gotten into real estate. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Tyra McAbee out of our Cedar Rapids office. This is Raising the Bar, a podcast with our agents talking about how they do business and how they do business well. And so, here with Tyra, and Tyra was filling us in on how she started with sales. But more important than the sales aspect for you was building teams and
Yeah.
how you energize and you focus on this is how we're going to build a team. So the reason we want to talk about this, kind of give the intro, is because you've built a heck of a team, not just the McAbee team in Cedar Rapids, but your brokerage is an office in CR.
Yeah.
You've really been a leader there in building, and we want to talk about what that looks like. So let's go back in time a little bit because I want to keep talking about this team you've built. So 2011, you start, and then within a couple of years, you've grown this from you to over 100 women. And then by 2016, you said that you are at about 150 women at that point. And then you
Yep.
decide it's time for a different change. What happened in 2016 that made you say, like, this is it, let's go?
Yep. So I had some major like personal life changes in my life, and my dad had always been in real estate. Not always, but always been in business, but had recently been in real estate. And so I was excited about real estate and the opportunities there. And so I dove into that in 2016, and got licensed. And it was I don't know, it was amazing, but at that time, I didn't have a team. So, it was just really cool to, like, dive in and, like, try the real estate world and kinda figure out where it was a little bit different than the Mary Kay world, but I was still
Great.
trying to balance both businesses at that
Yeah.
time. So, that
Yeah.
was a little bit
And,
challenging, but
and you said you were helping grow offices for your dad's company at that point in time as well, correct?
yep, there's 3 different offices, kind of, West Union, Vinton, Coralville area that I was helping grow. So, yeah.
Yeah. And found it was interesting as kind of our initial talks that you mentioned someone that joined you in real estate with your dad's brokerage at the exact same time. And who was that ended up being pretty important to your life?
Well, my current husband, Kyle, yes, joined at the same time. We were actually just friends at that time, so that was a fun little, twist in my life, but yeah, he joined at the same time in 2016.
Good. Yeah. Well, I had no idea. I assumed that at that point in time you were already together, and you're like, no, like we were just friends at that point in time, which is
Yeah.
pretty cool. That this is what it is now because you've built a heck of a team and a heck of a family with him. So, okay, so we're in 16. You're helping your dad, who's obviously at that time with a different company because it was his own, build out some of his offices,
Yep.
and then ironically in 21 you decide it's time to come to C21.
Yep.
What made the difference there? And you're like, yes, this is my next big step.
Yeah, so, I mean, ultimately, I was supposed to take over my dad's company with my sister, and it was just something I'd always planned to do. I didn't really know anything outside of that, and Dylan called me up and kinda shared just what C21 had, and being a mom of 5 and super busy, I was running everywhere, trying to manage multiple offices, and the thought to me of, like, running my own company within a few years, was exhausting, to be honest. I don't like to miss my kids' stuff. I really like to be there for all of their activities, whatever they're in, and they're in a ton of crap. And so, like, I wanted to be there for them, and just the systems, the tools, the staff, everything that C21 had, I was like, wow, this is different and this is enticing. And so I just wanted to listen to what Dylan had to share with me on what Century 21 was, and me and then at that time, me and Kyle were together then, had a conversation on what that would look like for our future, and C21 was what we decided was a good fit for us.
And you actually just started just a few months before I joined C21,
Yeah,
but it's very similar reasons, right? And we're even seeing this again, fast forward a couple years, we're seeing more and more of our conversations from a recruitment standpoint with other owners of small independent brokerages that are saying, hey, like I value my time and I value my efforts, and I'm missing out on things because I'm trying to run a brokerage by myself. And we see this everywhere in Iowa right now, where you have these independent brokerages. And I was there. It was me and it was going to be you, where they're
yeah,
not just the broker and they're not just the owner, but they're also the marketer and they are the bookkeeper and they are the trainer. And at the same time, these owners are also out trying to list properties and help buyers. And it's a tough place to be to wear all those hats. And again, we see people still doing it, but we see a lot more raising their hands and saying, hey, I think I might need help and I want
yep,
something better. And it's exciting to watch. You know, you and I have both been there where C21 is the better. And we really think C21's the best. And it's fun to
yep,
watch. So, so
yep.
you came over end of 21 and technically had already started your team because you brought your guy with you here, Kyle, as your teammate, and then you in 2022 started building your team almost immediately, right?
Yes.
And what did that look like, and what were you looking for as you put your team together?
Yeah, so the right people. So, I
Mhm.
think something I've learned about myself over time is it's really hard to authentically be you, maybe sometimes in business. And so, um, being able to let go and just be who you are, and the people that are meant to be working with you and for you, and even clients. I mean, any of them will love you for who you are, and if they don't, then it's maybe not worth the energy or effort. And so, that was the same in looking for a team. Honestly, is I instantly thought of Michelle, who joined us because I did Mary Kay with
Great.
her, and our
Yep.
personality fit. Yeah, Michelle Erickson, our personalities fit, her work ethic fit. She was
Great.
a lot like me in coming up with ideas and all the fun stuff. And so, like, in building a team, it's looking for the people that fit with kind of what we're looking to do and treat clients how we're looking to treat clients. And we wanted people to join our team. Like, we wanted to build a team because we wanted to be able to walk away from our business and go on a vacation with our kids and do those things and know that our business was taken care of. And being able to have those people join our team that we could trust was like number one priority for us.
And I think an important part here that your team is a lot like you when it comes to energy and personality. And I think that's important for you. And we've talked about this enough that your culture is all about energy and positive attitude. And so when you're recruiting, you're looking at, you know, you're not looking at production. You're not even really looking to see whether they're, you know, if they've been an agent or not. What you're looking for is people that can come on board and be a part of what you are, which is a really big extended family, which is also
Yeah.
fun because this last year you brought on more family who got licensed last year and joined your team.
Yes, David, my son, got licensed, and it's been so fun to work with him. And, I have hopes to work with all of my kids someday in some aspect, whether it's within real estate or flip properties or rentals or whatever, or starting their own business and being able to contribute to that. But being able to work with family is a blessing. It's actually a huge blessing. So, yeah.
I'm with you there. I
Yep.
think it's also interesting that so you've built this team and you guys have had some pretty incredible success. You've gained market share, not just in Cedar Rapids, but really to the north of that, and in where you live in Vinton and the surrounding communities. But what I think is also important that we talk about is that you've taken that same approach to the culture of your team and you've applied it to how you've grown your office.
Yes.
And we can joke about it, but it comes up all the time. Like, oh, here's the Cedar Rapids crazies, right? Like we know when you guys show up, there's going to be energy, there's going to be fun. But
Yep.
what does that look like in your brokerage? How do you continue to ensure that when people are coming in, they're pulled in because you're very much an includer when it comes to that?
Yeah. I mean, I think it starts with just the recruiting process to begin with is like making sure personality wise they're a good fit, and that they are team players. Like, cause that's just how we are. We help each other out in our businesses. I mean, Nick and Jill in our office are very involved, which I think is huge for agents in our area to be involved in local committees and state committees and national committees. And so, like, they're away and people will say, yeah, do you have a showing? Do you have a closing? Do you have something you need us to do? And we do that, and that's kind of one of the, I don't know, not requirements, but kind of, when we're looking at people and talking to people is like, do you fit where you actually feel like family? Like, it sounds cheesy, but we're doing
It's
cookouts,
real
we're
with you.
doing
There's no
I
doubt
mean, we
about it
are.
in my mind. It's a very cool thing. Yeah.
It is. It is, and
It's,
we love it.
yeah. It wasn't that long ago. You guys had a scavenger hunt as an entire office, and you had almost your entire office show up, right? And so it's cool to watch that because you're correct there that it's not a requirement, but it is an expectation that you're going to help each other through this business because we want
Yep,
to allow people to go out there and enjoy life in
yep,
whatever capacity that is.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
I also know for a fact that you mentioned from the very beginning you are very metrics and numbers driven, especially when it's someone else setting the goal for you. What does that
Yes.
look like within your own team? How do you talk about like what are your when it comes to your business planning for your team, your goals for your team, how do you establish those and what does that look like for a team of your size?
Yeah, and so we have 8 now on our team, and like, it's not about me. I want what they want, what makes their lives, like, their accomplishments, their goals to achieve, not just inside their business, but outside in their life, whether it's more vacations, investment properties, all of those things, which is so C21. Like, it's been such a blessing to, like, know that C21 cares about us as agents, and because that's just been me who I am to a core. So with our team, I would say it's just like talking through, okay, so this is your business goals because this is going to lead
Mhm.
you to your life goals and to your investment goals and being able to work through those things with them. But also being able to love and support them because life happens, right? And you don't always meet the perfect goals that you have set for yourself. But because we are so family oriented, we're there to support each other and help each other within like the goals that we're setting, and openly talk about them along with the struggles and all the things that happen with when you don't meet them as well. So I think that's super important within our team,
For sure.
especially. Yeah.
And how do you mention like you look for the right people? What does that look like for you? Because most of your team, I think you knew these people outside of them just being interested in real estate, right? So
Yeah. None
am
of
I
them
correct
were
there?
trained. We had them all get licensed and it was all on their character. And I mean, I honestly tell people when we're looking to build our team, I'm like, here's the deal. I love my kids. I love being at everything. I will not make excuses for that. I love going on vacation, but I want to know my business is taken care of. So if you're not a team player and that's not the same goals, then you're not a fit for our team. You're maybe someone more transactional versus relational. And then also how we treat our people as well, I think is really important. So we looked for people that fit the character, the fun spirit, because I mean, that's really important to us as well. Um,
Mhm.
and that's how we recruited. I mean, it was not, we have every one of our team members got licensed because I kind of picked out their character and who they were and told them how great they would be as a real estate agent, and how they could contribute to our team, and, just to see if it was a fit for them.
Yeah. Yep. And like I said, I mean, you were here with C21 before I was, knowing
Yep.
that our goal was to help you build a team and then eventually put a brokerage around you and your team and some other really great agents in Cedar Rapids.
Yeah.
But before I'd ever met you, Dylan gave me the rundown on here's everybody, here are brokers, and a few of them I already knew, but I hadn't met you yet. But he, not a warning, but gave me a heads up that like, hey, she's an inviter, right?
Yeah.
Tyra is an inviter, and I called before an includer, but you're an inviter. You're going to go out and be like, hey, I know that you have no interest in real estate. You've never done real estate. You probably don't even know anything about it, but I am inviting you into this because you have the right fit, not just to be a part of our team, but to do really well in the industry. And it's been fun also watching some of your team members be able to look at this and say, hey, I don't want to be in a 9 to 5 career. I want flexibility and I want to be able to do a business that lets me be with my family when I want to. And we've
Yeah.
seen agents from your team, that members of your team that have been like, hey, I'm quitting my other job. I'm coming into this full time and have success. And that's exciting, like you said, for us to watch because we want you to be able to enjoy your life and make more money, work less hard, and really be out there doing what makes you happy.
Yep.
What big goals does the McAbee team have? What's next? I know you mentioned before flipping properties. That's something that you have kind of started doing with family, but what else is out there or what comes next?
So I would say because most of our agents are, well, every agent actually is brand new. Like they, not brand new, but started brand new. They
Within
weren't
the last
transferring.
few years, they are new. Most of them haven't renewed yet. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Most. 6 of the 8.
Actually,
5 of
yeah.
the 5 of the
Only
8.
you and Ken are the only two that have ever done a renewal, which is pretty
Yeah.
wild to think about that for your team with the success you've
Yeah.
had.
And so I mean, I think our goals is really just helping them focus on building their business because those first 2 to 5 years, I mean, they're tough. But our team is great and we collab and we do a lot of fun stuff and events together and client appreciation things. And so just like focusing on helping them grow their business, I think is a big focus for us, especially in 2025. We have a really fun team focus for the year that we're doing for marketing and just events together. So I'm really excited about that. For us
Can you share
personally,
that yet, or just get into 2025?
maybe 2025. We're still tweaking out the details.
We're
Yeah,
waiting.
yeah.
This is,
For the
yeah,
budget.
we're approaching the holiday season here, so we're not far away. So when we roll in after the new year, we're going to be looking out to see what this is.
Yeah, we'll show you. We'll share. We always share. But for us
Right.
personally is really building our portfolio and rentals and helping our team do that. Actually, a lot of my team
Mhm.
members are really focused on their 5-year goal to get investment properties and flip properties, and that's something we're really excited to be able to help them with because we already have experience, but we'll have even more in 5 years. So I'm excited for that for them because financial freedom in portfolios and investment portfolios is like huge. So I'm excited for that as well for our team. Yeah,
It's awesome. I'm excited. I'm excited to find out what does happen in 2025 and how your team grows, not just from a production standpoint, as they start to get into their second, third, fourth year in, but really how you continue you can grow your team and find energetic people that fit your mold. So this is
absolutely.
good. All
Yeah.
right, Tyra, are you ready for rapid fire?
As ready as I'll ever be.
You
Okay.
got this. Good. Hey, I mentioned it's holiday season. So, fake tree or real tree?
Oh, fake.
Fake tree. Pandas or koalas?
Koalas.
Koalas. 80s music or 90s music?
90s. I was barely born in the 80s.
Salt or pepper?
Salt.
And the last one, tacos or wings?
Ooh. Wings. That's
Wings.
tough.
Ooh, that one took some thought.
Yeah.
Perfect. Tyra, thank you for joining me. Again, this is Raising the Bar. Tyra McAbee here, talking about culture, about energy, about finding the right people. Appreciate your time, Tyra. Again, you're welcome back any time to join us.
Thank you.
You bet. Thank you. We are.